All right. Well, we didn't really promote tonight. I'm very glad that everybody remembered that this is taking place tonight. So you're definitely in the right place at the right time. We're going to show you some great things that hopefully will be helpful for your business. I will say that Danielle and myself, when we first got started in this business, I would say the most important thing that we did not want to do, that we got convinced to do, and we were so grateful that we did, was to get the autosaver. The autosaver was something that, we were seeing all these other collector coins that were coming in from coin drops. And we're like, well, I don't really want to get the autosaver. I want to get the coin drops. But the autosaver was something that I got to tell you, everybody, sincerely, we had no idea that as soon as they started selling out from the company, what was going to start happening to the value of those. And I can tell you that it was one of the best decisions we had. I know of people that literally were getting the autosaver at the very beginning, then got distracted and stopped their autosaver. And if they had been, they would have a collection. They had the old coins that they got at the very beginning are still worth a lot. But if they had kept going, they'd have a lot more. And so there's a lot of people who are renewing their autosaver as we speak because of that. But I'm going to get into a little bit of training tonight because I think it's very, very important that we all realize the importance of it. And if we realize the importance of it, we can convey that to our teams. So give me 1 second, everybody. And this is going to be a fairly short training tonight, but hopefully you'll get a good point across here. Okay. So here we go. All right. Is anybody seeing a black box over on the right side, or is that not there?
Yeah, it's a vertical box.
You see it? Okay, I think I might have figured out how to get rid of it. Okay, so everybody give me a second here. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do this. All right. Advanced. Did that work?
Yep.
There you go.
Yay.
So we learned how to get rid of those black boxes, everybody. That's today's lesson. So, all right. Anyway, let's get into it, everybody. It's so important that here are the 4 autosavers we currently have. We have the State Animal Series in silver. We have the Roots of Humanity gold notes. We have the State, obviously the Silver Eagles State Label Series. And then we have the State Animal Series in gold. Now, all 4, you cannot go wrong with either one. Personally, what I will share, and anybody else who's had these coins, if they want to share in terms of this perspective as well, I'm more than happy to hear it. But the State Animal Series in silver have been the ones that we have seen have had the appreciation that is noticeable at this particular point in time. And the main reason why is because it's a unique coin. I'll just kind of go through each one of them. The State Label Series on the Silver Eagles, those are great coins. But I would tell everybody, at least from my personal perspective, I would not look at seeing a strong appreciation on those for a while. Those aren't really the coins that, because there have been a few MS-70 of those coins minted, they're not going to have the rarity of the 1999 Silver Eagle. So, or at least for a little while. So if you are getting the State Label Series and the Silver Eagle and you're putting them into the stack and sell, you're probably going to find that they're not appreciating in value right away. Some of them actually have dipped a little bit, but stick with them because it will pay off in the end. The State Animal Series in gold is a beautiful coin if you like gold. Gold is excellent, and it is a beautiful coin. It is a small coin. It's probably about the size of your fingernail. And I'm letting people know that so you have an idea about what it is. But I will tell you the detail on that coin is incredible. The Roots of Humanity gold notes. These are stunning. And if you want to see more about these, I would encourage you to go to 7ktoday.com, go to the collections, and watch the 30-minute profile on Tom and Gail Holdman. And if you watch that, I will tell you, your heart will go into what these notes are all about. I honestly believe the collector value on these are going to go through the roof. The amount of gold you're getting in the note is not substantial. It's about 1/200th of an ounce. So you're really looking at more the collector value in the gold notes. But I will tell you again, the story behind and the message behind each one of those gold notes are really absolutely going to provide the strong increased value, in my personal opinion. And I would even tell you this, if you have a chance to go to some of these different events, you'll see Tom and Gail Holdman and maybe even get them to sign some of these, because that would even increase the value even more. Then, of course, the State Animal Series in silver. Now, this is what we got as our first coin. I'm going to show you this right now. So our very first autosaver was in December of 2020. We did not want to get it. Kathy had to convince us to get it. And when we did get it, we're like, okay, we'll get this. We got this one and we're like, okay, it's a nice little coin. And, but we weren't thrilled about it. We said, okay, it's nice. So we'll maybe get a second one. Here's what happened with that particular coin. First off, it's an ounce of silver. It's a low mintage coin. It is in high demand because there's a lot of people who want to not only fill the complete series of the state animal series, but also there are governors, state governors want these for their own office. They want their individual state for their office. That's happened to a few different states. They're perfect condition coins. We swapped our fiat money, which is our paper money, for an appreciating asset in the form of this coin. And this got us hooked. This right here is the one that got us hooked. This is what I want to show everybody though. We paid $139 in December of 2020 for that coin. That's what people are still paying for the state animal series coins right now. And they're stunning. They're beautiful. This is the latest stack and sell, or at least as of June 12th, 2022. You can see that we paid $139 for it. The market value of that coin is $1,230. Now, this is important for everybody to know. That's what people are paying for the coin. That's not speculation. That's actually what people have paid for the coin. That's the average that comes out paid for through this platform. So the equity on that one coin alone is $1,094. That would seriously cover like 6 or 7 or 8 months of my autosaver. I can't do the math off the top of my head, but 139 divided into 1,094 in just the equity, Look at how much we've been able to literally be able to pay for not only those, but we're also getting appreciating assets in each of those months as well. So I will say this, we also started getting at the beginning, the way that it worked was they didn't have the platform or the computer program in place that each month we were going to get a different coin. Excuse me, the way that it was set up originally is they would take first off all the Idaho coins, they send those out. Then they send out all the Montana coins. And so we could have gotten literally 10 of these or 20 of these or whatever we wanted to get of these, and we didn't, because hindsight's 2020. If we had known this now going back, we would have gotten a lot more of them, but we didn't. So all we can do is just continue to just get the sets with faith. Now, this is what we've also found. Some of those first few coins that we got, they actually have now started appreciating value. The Louisiana Pelican. Okay, I'm going to tell you that particular story there. I love the coin. We have like 6 of those because we kept getting a Louisiana Pelican. We're like, oh, I got another Pelican. Like, okay, we got another Pelican. We're like, okay. So we weren't getting too excited because we were getting Louisiana Pelicans. And when we saw them, because so many other people had gotten Louisiana Pelicans on stack and sell, the value was actually lower than what we had paid for them. Now, some people might say, well, how's that? It's because somebody bought the coin at 139. Maybe they got into a money crunch and they sold it for 120 or something like that. So we were looking at the coin at this particular time when it was down like that. We're like, geez, we spent 139 and it's not even worth that right now. I will tell you, I'm glad we stuck with it, because as soon as the coin sold out from the company, in which they had no more to distribute, that coin's market value has now increased more than $70 higher than what we paid. So now every one of those Pelican coins has a $70 equity on top of what we had paid for it. So it was just a matter of waiting. And that's what I encourage everybody to do. Sometimes people want the immediate gratification, but when you're dealing with collectibles, you got to realize, at least this is what our experience is. This is not me talking as a professional by any means, but it's not really going to see a lot of appreciation when the company is still selling it at the low price that it's being sold from the distributor. So for example, if you take a look at some of the, I'll give you a great example, the 1 ounce Arizona coin. The 1 ounce USS Arizona coin, which was a coin drop, it wasn't an autosaver, but this is a good example. That coin sat on stack and sell for a long, long time, and it was just hovering right around the same price that we had paid for it, like right around 229, sometimes even a little bit less. And it was on the products page of our 7K Metals website for the longest time. Then all of a sudden it sold out. It disappeared off that. And what you started seeing now is that that coin is actually now selling. We bought it for, I believe it was $199 originally. The coin on stack and sell now is up to $669 for that 1 ounce coin. And we got like 4 of them. And we're like, and when I got them, Daniel's, we got another 1 ounce Arizona. The thing's not even going up on stack and sell. And it was just a matter of waiting for the company to finally be sold out. And then we started seeing appreciation. Right now, what we're experiencing is what we put in terms of the amount of money we paid for the collector coins and the market value overall. We've got a 49% return on market value, or increase in market value, I should say. Here's the biggest thing I want everybody to understand. Think about all the people who've got their money in the bank right now who aren't even earning a 1 or 2% return. And they're leaving their money sitting there. And what they could be doing is getting some sort of an asset such as this. I'm not giving advice by any means, but I'll tell you what our plan is. We want to build up money to be able to buy a really beautiful home. And what's the best way for us to do that? If you obviously you're going to need 20% down when you go to get a mortgage on a home. So we could leave our 20%, which would be tens of thousands or even more than that, in the bank. And what would it be doing? It'd be sitting there earning nothing. And if anything ever had, matter of fact, it'd be in the dollars, the paper money, which is depreciating by the day. So it'd actually be losing value. Instead, what we're doing is we're buying coins like this that are appreciating very quickly. Then when it comes time for us, we find the home that we want and we need to come up with a 20% down payment, we'll just start flipping coins. We'll start putting our coins up and we'll come in and we'll still be able to have an appreciation over what we paid, and we'll have our down payment. So that's what our plan is. This is our liquid way of keeping our money in gold and silver. In the sound money wallet, that's not, you can liquidate, but you don't want to necessarily, because you're buying here. And if you sell back immediately, you're selling back here. Here, you are seeing appreciation in the asset. And so you can put this on stack and sell and be able to sell it on there and be able to have it a lot more liquidated with an appreciation, as opposed to in the sound money wallet if you're doing it quickly. I hope that makes sense. Okay. But here's what I also want to show everybody. The top 10 reasons why you want to have an autosaver. Okay. And I'll go through this. And these are the 4 autosavers. You've got the state label series in the Eagle. You've got the Nevada Blue Jay. You've got the Texas Longhorn in the gold note. And then you've got the Freedom, or in the gold coin. And then you got the Freedom gold note. Now, the top 10 reasons why you want to have an autosaver. And we do have a 5-minute video of this whole thing. So if you have someone, for example, that is a prospect and they're hesitant about getting the autosaver, there's a 5-minute version of this exact same video. Right now, I'm just kind of going into a little bit more detail of some of these, and so to really kind of clarify, but you can show someone the 10 reasons why they would want to get one at the very beginning. First off, it keeps you active. And here's the other thing I would tell everybody. When you're enrolling a new member, they might be saying, well, let me think about what I want to get. Right now, I'm going to put down that I don't want any. I would encourage you to somehow get them to at least pick one. It won't hit till next month. But the advantage of them at least making a commitment now is that they're making a commitment now. It's going to be harder for them to make a commitment later. So just let them get them to make a commitment, get them their first coin, and they will be glad that they did. Okay. Especially if it's that state animal series. Now, it keeps you active if you're getting an autosaver. Now, what does that mean? First off, everybody who's a member, all of your member benefits are going to still be in place, whether you're getting an autosaver or not. But there are 2 parts of it that are impacted. Excuse me. I don't have a glass of water here, so I'm gonna have to just muscle through this one. But anyway, the 2 things that are impacted are this first part, the points that accumulate within your team, either from your personal purchases or from your team's purchases, or from members that you enroll, or any of the coins that they might be getting, whether they're autosavers or whether they're coin drops or whatever they might be. So all of those points that accumulate will not accumulate if you're not an active member. An active member being someone who's either introducing a new member every 30 days, or the best way to keep yourself active, getting an autosaver every 30 days. So those are the best ways to do it. And we find that sometimes you may not introduce a new member that month. So why take the chance? Just get yourself an autosaver, do the disciplined savings, and you'll see it pay off. Now, there are going to be some people are going to be saying, well, I don't really want to share. I just want to use the member benefits. And here's what I would tell you. That's great. You don't have to share with anybody. But keep in the back of your mind this. As you start experiencing some of these member benefits and start falling in love with the membership, I think you might inadvertently be telling someone about this if they start asking you what you're doing to beat inflation. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that the points that may have just accumulated in your team over time, even though you may not have paid attention to them, those can be redeemed towards dollars. Every point is the equivalent of $1. So why not let them sit there and accumulate? And then if you decide to share later on, come back to it. Okay. The second thing is that if you are building and you want to advance up the pay scale, so you want to maybe get to associate, and then you want to get to copper, and the bronze. Well, in our compensation plan, the way that you do that is by helping other people in your team that you introduced to rank advance. And how do they rank advance? By helping other people to introduce others and helping them to rank advance. Now, here's the thing. If one of the people, for example, getting to associate means you introduce 2 members, one left, one right. Let's say that one of those members does not have an autosaver. Well, next month they will go inactive. So you might have been an associate this month because you had 2 active members, but if one of them does not have an autosaver and they become inactive, then you lose the rank of associate. So I hope that makes sense. That's why it's a smart thing, just to get people to get into the disciplined habit of it. They may not see it right away, but it's better than hanging on to that money and keeping it in the bank where it's going to keep losing value. Also, secondly, this gives access to the 7K Advantage savings and discounts. This is the second component of the membership that is impacted by you getting an autosaver. By getting an autosaver each month, the 7K Advantage Savings Program, which is normally, actually the 7K Advantage Savings Program was a company in and of itself. They were offering those services as part of their company benefits. What ended up happening, the company disbanded and they sold their benefits off to other companies. Now, many other companies might have the same package of benefits too, but they're charging members sometimes up to $50 a month for this. In ours, we're not charging our members anything. You just have to keep yourself active. And staying active, again, means maybe getting an autosaver is the easiest way to be able to do that. Now, the third thing is that it provides disciplined savings. Now, this is obvious. If you're just getting a coin sent to you each month, then that's something that is probably going to appreciate in time. It's at least going to maintain its value. The biggest thing I would encourage everybody to learn about, if you do not know about it, because they haven't really talked about it in a few months, is the $1.2 million mistake. If you had been collecting an MS-70 Silver Eagle, like this one you see here, every month from 1986 through 2020, when the Eagle was first introduced into the marketplace, just getting one of those a month in perfect condition, your total investment in those coins would have been about $50,000. But in today, the value of that collection would be between $1.2 to $1.6 million because of the appreciation of those coins over time. So again, the discipline savings is very, very powerful, especially when you don't know that you're doing it. Here's one lesson I learned when I was in the insurance field a long time ago, and I encourage everybody to do this. Pay yourself first. That is one of the best philosophies you can ever have. So many times we're taking our money that we're bringing in, we're paying the rent, we're paying the bills, and we're giving them the first priority when we should be saving for our future, in particular now. And instead of saving in the dollars, save it in the form of these coins and collectibles from what you've seen, because they tend to appreciate. Number 4, tax advantages. I'm not going to get into a lot of details about this, because you definitely want to talk to an accountant. But when you're getting coins such as this, and then you're selling some of those coins, maybe on Stack and Sell, there can be tremendous tax advantages in those coins that you're getting. And again, I'm not going to get into any of the specifics or the tax code, but I mean, there are definitely great ways that you can save yourself on taxes, which is something that a lot of people out there are looking to do. This is all legal. I want to stress that. But having that big advantage, the tax advantages, again, is a tremendous asset. Also with these coins, they're exclusive to 7K members. So in other words, you get first crack at them. If no one else, the only other way that other people can get these coins are if they join 7K. Now, the Silver Eagles, obviously they can get Silver Eagles in many other places, but they won't be part of the state label series. They won't have a different state label for each of the different states in the country. That's what makes it part of a series, and that gives a little bit more increased value. So all the other coins, though, like the state animal series in silver and gold and the gold notes, those are exclusive to 7K members. And obviously, as something that's exclusive, you get first crack, and that can also give you top priority over other people outside who want to get that. 6, this is excellent for kids and grandkids for saving and learning. Think about all the people out there who want to be able to get their kids something that's going to be able to save for the future. Well, you can't put money really into a college fund in fiat currency today And if you do, you're really taking a big chance. So why not get into something like what we used to do when I was a kid, and we'd get savings bonds. Now, savings bonds weren't that thrilling. It wasn't really a great design. It's just a piece of paper, and you waited like 7 years for it to appreciate. But this here, again, these here, you start giving people the state animal series in silver, especially. The kids are learning what the state animal is for those. They're attractive coins, and people are getting these stunning coins. And I'll actually show you here in a second where you can see some of these. And number 7, once you get them, register them on Stack and Sell, and then watch the market value. Remember, the market value is going to fluctuate initially. It may go down. Don't get discouraged. Just ride it out. Set your price, and you can sell if you choose to. So if it starts appreciating, you want to sell it at a higher price, do that. Set yourself up so it's going to be able to help you out and benefit you there. Also, number 8, these are low mintage, high demand, and they are minted with the most advanced technology in the world. The CIT Mint in Liechtenstein actually spent $18 million of their own money to upgrade their equipment to deal with the high technology that's going to be coming on our coins in the future, including on these state animal series, where it's a little bit different than the first 25 coins that they released. So it's pretty cool. Number 9, you've got complete control of managing your autosavers, including the processing dates. So you can determine there's 5 dates a month in which you can determine when do I want to have this run. So it's not hitting you all at the same time, but you've got complete control of that, and that's powerful. And lastly, it's fun. It really is fun. I mean, we had coins that get delivered today. We actually had our, this particular coin. Let me turn off my camera. You'll see it right here. The Pearl Harbor coin, the 5 ounce, that got delivered today. And I have to tell you, what a stunning, beautiful coin. This thing is incredible. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. And just the fact that, we've been able to go out there, and we got actually a couple of them. And so to be able to see this, it's, really, when you get it, it'll blow your mind. Matter of fact, I have to tell you, this is kind of funny. I was outside and it was sunny out, and I had the reflection reflect off the top part in the silver, and it went right into my eyes. And for like the last half hour after that, I could close my eyes and I could see the exact silhouette of what that coin looked like. All the silver parts were embedded in my retinal rods and cones. But anyway, just to kind of give you an idea about that. I know that might not be too amusing, but wasn't too amusing for me either. Anyway, so those are the 10 reasons why you want to get that. There's so many more reasons too, but I have to tell you, everybody, here's another big one. It gives you, first off, ways that you can go out there and set yourself up with a very strong residual income. If you get this, this is seriously going to help you to give you the retirement that you're looking for, or the lifestyle that you want, because the residuals here are incredible. First, a couple things that I would suggest to everybody. Everybody who enrolls, when they first enroll, it's going to set their default date for their autosaver for the next month for either the 1st or the 15th of the month. Now, there's 5 dates that they can run during the month, so it's automatically going to go the 1st to the 15th. So if I sign up Maureen on the 8th of the month, it's going to automatically set hers up to run on the 1st of next month. So if you're signing someone up in the first half of the month, then their autosave will run on the 1st of the following month. If you're signing them up in the second half of the month, their autosave will run on the 15th of the following month. That's where it's automatically set as a default. Now, what I would recommend, because you tend to find that you get large clumps of people buying autosavers on the 1st and the 15th. Well, to kind of spread your income from your residual out a little bit, encourage other members to spread their sign up or their autosaver dates to the 21st or the 26th. Because what this is doing is, instead of you getting just a big month on or big week on the 1st of the month and a big week in the middle of the month, you're getting good weeks and residual each week of the month. Now, again, this is down the road, everybody, but I'm just telling you, we're only a little bit more than a year into this, and we're already seeing a tremendous impactful amount on the residuals here. Maureen, I know you can see it too. I mean, it's unbelievable. The residuals in this business are unlike anything that I've ever seen. And what are people getting? They're getting these autosavers that are appreciating generally over time. And they're not getting something that has an expiration date. They're not getting something that's going to sit there and stockpile, and they're thinking, well, if I don't get to it, it's going to go bad. They get something here that's continuing to just grow in value. So I would encourage you, again, look at the dates, Just set it up so that you're seeing a good balance. Do it from the beginning is what I would suggest. But this is what I want to show everybody. The power of getting these autosavers on your residuals. Now, I had shown one of these before using the minimum autosaver of 15, and the numbers were all, they were good numbers, but they were just, they were just hard to calculate because it was dealing 15 is a little bit harder in terms of multiple than 20. So let's say that we encourage people to go out there and get an autosaver. The State Animal Series autosaver in silver is 20 points. So let's say that you had 25 members on the left and 25 members on the right of your business who each have an autosaver. Well, if you multiply those out, that's a $500 check over the course of the month. So if you've got 25 autosavers, now obviously this can happen in a week. If you've got 25 autosavers in the first week and 25 autosavers on the other side in the week, that's a $500 check that week off just pure residual. That's not anybody new joining your team. That's just off people getting the autosavers. Okay. Well, let's say it goes to 100. Okay. And spread this out throughout the month. Maybe it's 25, 25, 25, 25. Well, you know what? That's $2,000. If you're a bronze, you could have 100 members on one particular day in the month. Let's say the first. Okay. You could have 100 autosavers hitting on the first, on the left, 100 autosavers hitting on the right, and you've just gotten a $2,000 check for that week off just the autosavers. It's powerful stuff. If it went to 200, that's $4,000. If they're divided out between the weeks, that's $4,000 in a month that you could make off just people getting the autosaver. Could go to 8,000 if you get 400. Could go, if it goes up to 700 on each side, that could be 14,000 a month. 700 autosavers on each side. Well, look at this, 1,400 on each side, and you're getting 28,000 a month. Now, this is obviously spread throughout the weeks, because if you have 14, you won't be able to get that all in 1 week. But if you had literally like 350, 350, 350, 350 each week, you'd be making $7,000 a week. 7,000 a week off 1,400 autosavers. I'm just telling you, look at the numbers here. The numbers speak volumes. So people say, well, how long is it going to take me to go out there and accumulate? This says 4,000. It's not even 3,000. It's not even 3,000 members between two teams. Who cares how long it takes? The key is that we want to show you how it can be done if everybody just duplicates a simple system. You go out there and let's say the very first month that you get started, you go out and you simply introduce 2 new people. Okay, so 2 new people get started. 2 members a month, and you teach that to duplicate. Well, that means in your first handful of months, you're going to have, first off, the first month, you'll have 2 new members. Second month, you'll have 4 new members. Third month, 8 new members. So this is just saying everybody just goes out there and gets 2 and duplicates. Some are going to get more. Some aren't going to get 2. Some are going to get 0. Some are going to get 20. You never know. But look at that, how the numbers add up. Because some people think, well, it's going to take me forever to go out there and get to the top of Mount Everest. Is what we're thinking about it when I'm showing you these numbers on pure residual. Well, if you keep doubling that number, by the end of the month 12, you got 4,096 people on your team. That's more than you'll need to be able to generate a $28,000 a month residual income. I mean, seriously, here's the other big thing for everybody to think of. We have about 100,000 members in our company, of which we know that 85% of those members aren't really sharing. Well, that would mean 15% are, which is 15,000. Our company is open in 8 countries, and we have about 15,000 who are actively out there building. I mean, seriously, does everybody see the potential here? Does everybody see the fact that everybody needs what we have? They at least need to know. And if they don't want to get it, hey, that's fine. At least you know. But we need to get as busy as we can going out there and getting this in front of people's eyes so they can see what's out there. We're blessing people by giving them this education. Okay? So these numbers are definitely doable and they can be done. So the bottom line is what you want to do is you want to pick your autosaver. You want to register it in Stack and Sell. And now they've got coming soon the Threads of Light, which are going to be part of the Roots of Humanity series, the gold notes. They have a whole bunch of these. And so these are again going to be another chance for an autosaver. So these are just a great way for us to create that discipline savings, help other people, because sometimes they don't see the value in the autosaver right away. Many people don't, especially if they're coming in with a mindset of, I need to collect the ounces. I just want to be able to collect gold and silver. They're not thinking in the form of collectibles. But if you can get them into just getting their first couple, get them into the habit, let them start seeing that appreciation, you're going to build something that sincerely is going to take care of you. It's going to take care of them. And it's a win-win-win situation all around. So I encourage everybody, just basically, let's go out there and spread the word about this. This is going to be fun. And I'll tell you that if we do this, everybody wins. It's just a matter of blessing others. And so that's all I really had to share with everybody. I'm going to stop the share right now. I don't know if anybody had any real quick questions. I'll take a couple questions if anybody did, but that's all I really had for everybody.
I have one, Mark.
Yes.
So with Autosavers, I've always had them since I started, which was in a couple of months, it'll be a year. And I love every one of them. And a lot of them are making some money already even, but I don't know, they'd have to make a lot of money for me to want to sell them. But
Right.
anyway, one of the benefits you stated in the 10 benefits of having a new person or an old person get Autosavers was taxes. What's
Yes.
the story with the taxes?
I can't get, let me put it this way. I don't want to get into a lot of specifics. You definitely want to talk to an accountant about that because I don't want to give tax advice. I'm not a tax professional.
Right.
But if you even listen to some of the founders, they'll tell you how there are many different ways of which these can be deductible. Some of them can be. Like, for example, we're getting multiple coins. Like we are getting 2 or 3 of some of the coins. Our goal is not that we want to keep 2 or 3 of them. Our goal is that we want to start selling some of those on Stack and Sell. Now, again, I'm not telling you how it's going to be classified because these are up to the accountants to talk about that and, figure out all the other ways that it needs to be reported. But that's in a sense, if I'm buying the extra coin, that's an inventory item that I want to be able to then sell. So, and that's just the way I'm looking at it, because it's also part of it, in a sense, a secondary business of buying these coins and then selling the coin. So that in itself is a business of its own in its own way. But I don't want to be, not the tax expert. I'm not the tax expert here. That's why I'm telling you that there are tax benefits that you can get with it, but how it's categorized is what you want to talk with your accountant about, because you want to do it the right way. Yes, Celia. Oh, you're muted. You can unmute if you.
I just wondered if there were videos on it within the vault that we could look at about the tax.
There is a little bit of training in the buyer certification program and also in the collector certification training, but they won't get into a lot of the details. And here's the main reason why, everybody, too, because laws are changing every year, the tax laws as well. And so the accountants are usually some of the people who are best caught up on some of those changing laws. And that's why, again, I definitely would talk to someone like that. But you will learn about many of the tax or some of the tax benefits through those 2 trainings. And they
you
teach
just
you a
want to
lot
give them an
better.
idea.
Yeah, very good. I thank you for bringing that up.
Mark, this is Steve. And are the laws federal or state for the taxes?
I don't know. I'm getting into,
Okay.
I don't know. You definitely want to talk. I think it is different, Stephen, for the states as well, because some states don't even have an income tax or anything like that. So you definitely want to talk to someone who knows the laws within your state, but also federally too, because they are changing those tax laws regularly. And they got new tax books out, but there are accountants who stay on top of that. And that's who I would definitely talk to.
Now, are there tax accountant that knows about multi-level marketing or direct
You
members?
want to find one who does. You want to definitely find one who does. There are some who don't, but I would ask them. And you also want to find someone who might know precious metals a little bit, or at least is willing to study up on it. You don't want someone who's just like, I'm just going to do what I know and then apply it later. So I would shop around a little bit, Stephen, is what I would recommend. Make sure you got someone who knows this industry, because there are many legitimate deductions that you can get in this industry that many accountants don't know about. I know that there's a gentleman named Sandy Botkin who was we used to get his trainings. He wrote a book and he used to be in our industry, and he was an auditor. He was a senior auditor for the IRS. And he put out a book showing many of the different things that are legitimate deductions that many people had no idea about. And, but again, it's always a changing landscape. So that's why I encourage everybody to talk to the tax professionals and they can give you the best advice on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Annie,
Yeah, if I didn't do a good job of inviting somebody to get on Autosaver when they enrolled, because I was, if somebody says, well, I don't want to do, I don't want to twist their arm. I'm just like, well, just enroll now and we'll figure it out later, right? Or whatever I say. That's not how I say it, but whatever. Anyway, so my question is, what are your suggestions? Like, I send them the Autosaver video, but I just feel like a lot of people, I'm getting a lot of, I'm overwhelmed, I don't have time, and I'm only interested in silver and not collectibles. And I know that if they looked at like the collectible certification or whatever, they might change their mind. But if they're telling me they're overwhelmed, they're not going to do that. So any additional suggestions for enrolling somebody in that?
yeah, I mean, if they're
Sorry.
yeah, if they're overwhelmed, we probably blew them out of the water with too much information when we laid it out to them. And that might be why they're
I'm talking
overwhelmed.
about overwhelmed after the fact, when I check in with them after they've already gotten enrolled, and like they haven't even set up their membership. They're just like, so you're saying they might have been
Okay.
confused in the original presentation?
No, I'm not saying that. I try and get everybody, and we've had a very high rate of well over 90% of people signing up for the Autosaver when they first get started. And I will tell everybody, you want to teach your new people this right away, because we've had large groups come in and sign up like 20 people, and not one of them got an Autosaver. And then they've got to go back to every one of those and then resell them on the idea of this is why you should get an Autosaver. There are going to be some people who are just going to be adamant that they don't want one. And if that's the case, it's whatever, it's not required, but they're going to miss out on some of the benefits. What I would often do, and I'll show you this because we have this on our site, is I'm going to share this. I would do this, and we're always collecting these. And I know that different sites have different stories. On this is the site that oftentimes we use to send to someone who says, I need to do my research or something like that. But in here, we've got stories, and we click on stories. Now down in stories, and you can collect these from anybody. Go to the Autosavers. Here's a great story as soon as it comes up with our terrible Wi-Fi here, okay? But you've got Jerry, who's got a great story. You got Danielle, who's got a great story. What's that?
Except the cookies, maybe.
It might be. And it's just, we got terrible internet. That's what it is. So I apologize about that. I'm gonna accept that. Yeah, there we go.
I think it was maybe something in our I had bad internet today too, so it might be something.
Yeah. Well, these 5G towers, they've improved our internet so great. Our Wi-Fi stinks, but they can hear everything we're saying. Anyway, if you go down here, like here, there's several different testimonials on these. There's one from Maureen, there's Sue, there's Danielle, there's Jerry. And I would just send one of these or say, listen, I get it, but listen to this. And Jerry talks about disciplined savings. The other thing you can do is pull out your stack and sell, maybe show a couple of your coins. The other thing that I would just encourage, say, listen, the biggest thing that it's going to do is it's going to, and then maybe even show some of the savings that they got on the 7K Advantage. So Babette, do you have anything you want to add to that, or did you want to have a comment or question?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Amazing training. Thank you so much. I pop in every once in a while when I have the chance, and I always get so much value from your training. Thank you. But I like Kendra's approach, and I'll let her share that. But what I usually do at the point when they're about to sign up, and it is because most people are so uneducated about precious metals and collectibles. They have no idea, so they're confused and overwhelmed to begin with. Perhaps they've been to a Zoom overview with Mark and Danielle or Kathy or whoever else is on the team, and you do a really wonderful job. I peeked in on one of yours a couple of weeks ago. You do a great job. But before they enroll, I like to bring them to that one slide or the two slides in our presentation in our wealth strategy. Not to recomplicate anything, but just reiterate what the wealthy are doing to grow and preserve their wealth. That one slide, Inc. magazine, that's not us, that's not 7K, that's third-party validation talking about the importance when it comes to building and protecting your wealth is collectibles. So I bring them right back to that to remind them, and then show them the next 1 or 2 slides to show them that we make it easy. It's a set and forget system, right? They can set it up, they can get it going, they can get their first couple of coins coming in. If they don't like it, they can change it. They can, stop the autosaver or whatever. But once they go through that system and understand, and the first coin comes in and they scan it and get it uploaded to their stack and sell, then they can start to really see the market value and the instant equity. But understanding in every investment, all investments, people purchase based on the future value of it, not on the value for today. So just a short kind of reminder of that, then it kind of makes it easier for them to understand the value of why they need to do the collectibles. And of the, according to Inc. magazine, there's 5, right? We offer 4
Yep.
or 5. Maybe, hopefully one day we'll offer real estate, but not yet, right? But I would like to segue over to Kendra if she's still on. I know she's not feeling well, but she does a really great job at just getting that person to enroll and just at least opting in for the one first collectible coin. And then once they get it, they're sold. It delivers, they scan it, it's uploaded, they understand what the stack and sell is. And I haven't had too many people from there go, nope, sorry, I don't want to do it anymore, so.
That's true. And what Kendra said was excellent. I'll kind of read it off in the chat if she's not on there. She's on. There she is. All right, Kendra, go ahead and share if you don't mind.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Because I have the creepy cred and a little bit of a
Yes.
voice, but I love to share with people, one, that our numismatic, our autosaver is that savings on discipline, like you guys have said before. But then I go a little bit further and I said, so I asked them, do you have a savings account? Are you currently taking some money out of your paycheck weekly or biweekly and putting it into a savings account? Well, yeah. And I said, okay, so think of you're taking this fiat dollar, which is virtually worthless, and you're putting it now into a graded low minted collector coin, right? Then I'll show them my stack and sell. Look at what my return is, 42.6%. So you're showing them proof, right? And then again, I just say, hey, look, how about we sign you up for one, get it in your hand. That way you can touch it, feel it, upload it to your stack and sell like Babette said. And then if at that point you don't want to continue, then that's fine. But usually once they get it, then they don't cancel.
That is excellent. And that's why I think everybody should be using stack and sell. And obviously I would share, you don't have to share your whole thing, but share a few coins, if whatever you feel comfortable with. It's kind of in a sense like the puppy dog close. Anybody's ever heard of that? It's kind of like you give them a puppy and then you don't want to give back the puppy. Okay, give me the puppy back. They don't want to give back the puppy because they fell in love with the puppy. So it's the same thing with like with a coin. You get them their first coin, like what Kendra's talking about. It's what happened with Danielle and I. We got our first one, then we got a coin drop coin right after that. We started really getting into it. And then we missed the Black Panther. And then we realized we're really going bananas because we didn't sleep that night because we missed the Black Panther. It was amazing. But anyway, Danielle, go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late because I was on another Zoom, but I don't know if you said this, but one thing that we've been doing and it works extremely well is we do, I guess you would call it the assumed close. When we're helping people sign up, I just suggest, I recommend to everyone, I say, if you're just going to pick one, because hey, some of them want more than one, then I would go with the Animal State series, as we're seeing those have the quickest return. We don't guarantee anything, but that's what I go with. And when I do that, they're just like, okay, I'm going to go with that one, rather than just either not addressing it or leaving it up to them. I help them make that decision. And then oftentimes they'll say, so I can get more than one. I'll say, oh yes, you can get as many as you want. We get all 4. You can change it up. And then they're like, well, I'm going to get 2. So that just helping them make that, sometimes people just need to be guided into that decision that it is a no-brainer. And it's just a matter of which one am I going to get?
That is very, very important. If you do not suggest the autosaver, many of them won't get it because they don't understand the value. And so suggest a specific one. Like we have people that say, okay, I'm ready to sign up, send me the link. And they want us to email it to them. So we'll say in the email, okay, here's the link. You want to sign, I suggest signing up for the premium membership. And as far as the autosaver, I would suggest the State Animal Series in silver. So we're telling them what to do. And you know what that does is the second thing is it shows confidence in us that we're telling them, hey, this is the best decision for you. If we're wishy-washy, like, well, what do you want? They're going to be lost. Like, well, I don't know what to get. So they're probably in many cases going to say, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait and see. So that's why be the one to guide them to the one they want. And again, the one we suggest, because we don't want someone getting, just being candid with you, you don't want them getting a state label series Silver Eagle and then seeing it depreciate the very first, as soon as they get it, because it's down like $50. They're like, what's this? And then they'll stop their autosaver. So get them on one that has a quicker appreciation so they fall in love with it. And again, I have no doubt that those Silver Eagles will appreciate down the road, but that's down the road. And so people are immediate gratification. So again, guide them in that right step. Kathy.
Yeah, this is so funny because literally I was the one that said, do I have to get one of those?
So did we. You
No,
convinced us.
it's optional. Do I have to? And then my next question almost immediately was, how many of those can I get? I thought we were limited, truly. But what hooked me is like, do I have to get one of those? And I'm going, okay, I'll get one. I'll get one. It was the Montana butterfly. My first coin. It's like, I'm hooked. That's it. I'm done. So that is so true. What y'all are saying is just try one. I love that, Kendra. That works because just try one. And you know how this happens. But I was the one that said, do I have to? And then how many can I get? So just thought I'd share that.
Kathy's the one who convinced us to get ours. I don't know if you realize that, Kathy, but we said the same thing to you. I don't want to do that. You're like, well, why don't you just try it for a month? And we said, all right, we'll try it. And I think you suggested which one to get. We said, which one would you suggest? And I think you said State Animal Series. So we got it. And then we got that first one. It was the Montana one. Again, just our personal opinion. Think about this, everybody. People are not getting silver in their package, in their initial starter pack. So we got to get something in their hands quick. Even if it's that discounted coin at the beginning, that's great. But if you get something that they're getting on a monthly basis, I mean, it's a habit that will be created. People are spending a lot more for junk. And you know what happens is they start getting into these auto ships for things that they don't even know what they're getting, and they forget about them, and they keep getting junk sent to them. If they forget about this, they're getting assets sent to them every month that are appreciating. So.
And I just say too, speaking of that, because now they do get that offer. Well, we've always gotten the offer, but everybody that we've helped lately, they're getting that offer. Right now, this particular past couple of weeks, it's been the 5-year anniversary coin. And I've gotten 2 messages where because they're like, I'm getting my package. I'm thinking there's no silver anymore, but I forgot they got the coin. So highly recommend, if you can be with them, like tell them to get that specialty coin, because they get so excited when they get their package and they get that first coin. That is what happened to us, Kathy, when you suggested that State Animal. We were like, all right. When we saw it, we were like, this is beautiful. Like, that's when it was like, these are gorgeous. So.
And think about this too, everybody. Most people, as we know, have never held silver or even had it in their possession. And when they're buying it in the Sound Money wallet, they're often leaving it there. They're not having it sent back to them in that case either. Or maybe they'll buy it on the bullion page. But the thing is, we got to get something tangible in their hands. Get something tangible in their hands. And seriously, you've made a tremendous step in locking that person in, especially if you keep them on more than 3 months. Now they're getting it and they're like, okay. So that's the key is keep them consistent, follow up with them, share the stories, keep reselling them in a sense on the idea that's a good idea. Annie, you had something?
Just that it sounds like, these are all really fantastic methods, and I'm really grateful to have heard sort of this brainstorm. And it also sounds like, you know, if there's, the rate is about the same that you mentioned. It's like less than 10% of people. So if like those people, it's okay. If they don't get it, they don't get it. You know, if you said all the things, then it just is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's, yeah, I know we're gonna have people who are gonna see more value. They're gonna see much more if they're getting something in their hands. And now, let's get them something ASAP. But I think the autosavers are outstanding. And I think they're probably gonna be continuing to add into those as well and make them more exciting and interesting. If anybody remembers, we actually had Jason on a call, on a Zoom. I don't know whether it was a private one, but he showed, does anybody remember this? He showed the difference between the clarity on the old, yeah, you saw it, Kendra, on the original 25 Autosaver State Animal Series coins, and then how it was even higher reflection and even more beautiful in the second series that's coming out the second half. So these coins that are coming out right now, they're coming out with new states all the time, and they're sending them out. And but even if you're getting more than one, it's a good thing. Babette?
Yeah, Kendra and I were just talking today. This is the most fun. I mean, my background is personal training and nutritional counselor, and I've always loved to educate people about health and wellness, but I just got so burnt out about people going, what's on the ingredients? And is it going to interfere with my Big Mac, my Coke, and my French fries? Anyway, the cool thing is it's an ongoing educational process, as you guys all know. It's not a one and done. We don't just sign them up and away we go to the next person. It's a constant bit of education. And I like to do the third party education. They're so, even, you know, I always steer them towards Mike Maloney, Lynette Zhang, and Robert Kiyosaki. But Lynette Zhang really educates people about collectibles and numismatic coins. When she does her YouTube videos, she will hold up her collectible numismatic coins. So, I mean, there's so much validation for it outside of what we are saying in 7K. So I like to steer people into that education as well, too.
That's a great point. And I gotta say this, I was out in California and it was going through the TV and it said something about collectible Morgans. So I go to that and they're talking about these old Morgans, and this guy's selling them for looks like a decent price, but I mean, they're talking about mintages of 100,000 and they're saying this is a low mintage. And obviously we're talking Morgans, but I mean, I want everybody to think about this. Every one of our state animal series in silver, the most mintage of any one of those coins is 7,777. That's the highest mintage of any one of those. That's low. That's very low. And so that's why we're seeing a great appreciation with those over anything else, in my personal opinion. You got 10,000 each on the gold notes, which again is very, very low in terms of, I don't know if it's mintage on a note, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, I mean, yeah, go ahead, Kendra.
So I just have one other thing. Most people that I know that are coming into this membership right now is because they want to get their hands on quickly to bullion, right? What we are selling in Sound Money Wallet are silver and gold American Eagles. So I steer them away from the state label Autosaver, because I'm like, you're kind of getting that, you know, even though it's not graded in your Sound Money Wallet, why not pick something different? We get the State Animal Series or the Gold Note. I think you would be happy with either one of those. And then that just kind of directs them into something different so that then they truly can see the difference when they get them in their hands. So that was just another, suggestion.
No, that's an excellent point, because one of Danielle's kids, Kate, want to tell her story real quick and then we'll come back to you, Babette?
Yeah, she's working. She's back working because it's summer, and I'm like, all right, were you ready to get back on the Autosaver? She's like, oh, not yet. She goes, I've got a bunch of them. I go, yeah, but you got the animals. I go, you got the state label series. I'm like, yours haven't gone up like the boys who were getting the animal. Is that what you want me to tell her?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Well, I mean, she was looking forward to, you know, she's like, well, how much am I gone up? And, you know, they haven't gone up. They've been kind of stagnant. And again, I don't want anybody to think it's a bad investment because it isn't. It's just one of those ones that's going to be a longer
10-year
period of
out
time.
investment.
Yeah. And because it's what we saw with the 1999 Silver Eagle. That thing's worth 20,000 today. And
could
but
have
in
those.
1999 it wasn't. What's
Yeah,
that?
we could be holding, all of us, anybody who's got those MS-70 state labels, we could be holding that $19,000 coin, but we're not gonna know for another 10 years, right? So that would be good.
Babette.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring up that point of the 1999 coin, you know, and we had once upon a time that in one of our slides in the presentation, and I kind of feel like we need to get back to a little bit of that storytelling or that education, but again, people buying the 1999 American Eagle coins at that time had no idea that now today the MS-70 1999 coin is worth 20,000 and has sold upwards of 30,000, whereas the MS-69 1999 American Eagle coin is only worth $150. But at that time, people didn't know that it would appreciate in that kind of value in 2022. So, I mean, you know, it's just, it's education. It blows my mind, really, truly, how uneducated people are in this industry. So it makes me sad, you know, anyway.
I agree. But I will say this, if we look at the big picture, everybody, if you want to share with other people, don't feel like you've got to climb Mount Everest. You need to find two and then help those two to duplicate and then just keep duplicating from there. Not everybody's going to, but you find someone who is. And the numbers show, as we showed in the slideshow, remember, the numbers show that at the end of the year, you'd have 4,000 plus people in there if everybody's doing that. Now, is it going to work perfectly? Never. It never will work perfectly. But even say it's 90% wrong, that's still 400 memberships that are coming in that are generating an autosaver every single month with a 90% failure rate. And you'd still be bringing in 1/10 of what you were before, which is still $2,800 a month, not 28,000, but maybe 2,800. Could you deal with an extra $2,800 a month coming in passively, because that's exactly how the numbers work. And so it's just it doesn't mean you have to go out and do it all yourself. You're not the one who's got to go out and save the world by bringing in 1 million people. Find one person, help them to go out and share it with 2 people. Just bless two, teach everybody, just do that. And the numbers will duplicate. If we're teaching everybody these systems, the importance of these autosavers, they'll see appreciation in their assets. You'll have high retention. And you'll also have, by the end of the year, if you did that, a tremendous team that is spitting out a great residual income for you. And then it's life changing. And if you want to speed it up, then just talk to more people. Instead of doing 2 a day, do 4 a day. And it doesn't take long. This is seriously, I'm calling up Kathy. This is all it'd be. When Kathy called us, it was as simple as, hey, I'd like to get your eyes on something. And we're thinking, okay, well, what is it? Oh, it's all about gold and silver. Like, oh, wow, really? How's it work? Oh, let me do this. I'm going to send you a video. Okay. How long did that conversation really take? It was probably a 2-minute conversation. You agree, Kathy?
Yeah, about that.
And the only reason I'm saying that is because we don't need to blow people out of the water with our knowledge. It's just simply getting their interest, getting in front of the info, and then following up and bringing in that third party. And you can build this business. There's some people, if you got 5 hours a week that you can commit to this business, you can build a dynasty if you're doing the right thing during those 5 hours. If you're out there putting logging stuff in your filing system and writing down people's names and stuff like that, you probably won't be building that quick. But if you're picking up the phone and actually calling and getting people in front of the info during those 5 hours, you'd build a monster business. You don't need a lot of time. You just need to basically be efficient with your time.
Hey, Mark, Dawn has a question in the chat.
Okay. Where is it?
I'll read it. Do you see it?
They send a different state animal coin every month, or they send the same one? That's a great question. Basically, they used to have it where there was not a program, so you could get the same, they keep sending the same one. Now there's a program where if you have 2 accounts, it's different. But if you have one account, like for example, you got a husband and wife, you each have account. If you have one account, it's going to be a different animal each month. Okay. But you might get the same one in the other account because it's not tied to that first one.
And I just want to mention, I had a woman who got started and she immediately was like, I want all the coins that you have so far. Some of them were already sold out. When she signed up, I think there were 10 coins out in circulation. She just clicked process now in the autosaver 10 times. And we went in and checked and she got 10 different coins. So just know that if you do get somebody who's like, I want to get them all right now, that will happen to you. You're going to have somebody who's immediately a collector and they want to get them all they can. So just know that they will not repeat unless you get the 11th one and there's only 10 in circulation.
Yep. Very good. Sharon.
Yes, hi, good evening. I was just wondering, in terms of appreciation, I know you mentioned that the silver state animal coin is the one that's appreciating the fastest right now.
In
Do you
general,
know in what order the others are appreciating, or is that hard to say?
it's hard to say because the gold notes, for example, they just allowed the gold notes to go on to stack and sell just last week. So they've only been up for like 3 days.
I see.
So no one has any idea to how to gauge the gold notes. The gold state animal series in gold have been maintaining their market value. And then I would say the Silver Eagle State Label series have probably dipped a little bit in value. Simply again, because people are thinking it's the same coin, but they're not looking at the different state label. I will say this, the Idaho State Label Silver Eagle is selling for like $400 and some odd because it's sold out and it's part of that collection set. So again, you got to give it time. And if it's still being distributed by the company, it's not going to be something that you're going to see it go up, because why would people pay a higher price if they can get it for the regular price?
Right, that makes sense. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
The other thing I just want to mention too, if you do go and stack and sell and you see some low coins, a lot of times what that is somebody who's used the membership, got a membership, they've never plugged in, they have no idea what they have their hands on, and they just want to get rid of their coins. So that does drive the price down, but that Mark and I actually, that's usually those are the ones that we grab. Like, we'll take them. They don't know what they have their hands on, right? So.
No. I went in last week and I grabbed, one of the things we didn't have was the Alabama Yellowhammer. And I went on Stack and Sell and it was on there for 100. I was like, boom, I grabbed it for $100. Someone bought it for 139. They needed the money, so they put it up there for 100. And hey, I grabbed it. And so, some people like Danielle, when we had the Montana, I bought 2 of them at $500. And she was like, what are you doing? I was like, this thing's gonna go through the roof. And so they did. They both have gone up by at least 500 more than that, actually, 600 more than that. So I'm not a prophet by any means, but I was right on that one.
Yes, you are.
And any other questions? Sharon, did you have another question?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I may have kept my hand. I forgot to
no
lower
worries.
my hand.
That's okay. All right. Well, with that, everybody, what? Anybody else?
Ricky goes, I don't know how to raise my hand. I received the Indiana State Cardinal 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Ricky,
Yes.
You did?
Yeah. So I
We don't
have,
have that. I'll swap.
or not. Let me see what I have. Yeah, I had 2 different ones the first 2 months, and then I got, what is it? Yeah, Indiana. I have 3 Cardinals in a row. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's just whatever's going on. So I switched to the gold note this month. I'm still getting the state.
No, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
don't
let
know.
them know about that.
I think Anne might have already, but she said, yeah, she was saying the same thing. So
well, I will say though, we have like, Mark, how many California do we have?
6.
So it's not a bad thing to have multiple. Where our goal is, we want full sets, and the excess, those are going to be the ones we can flip for a profit down the road. Because I I don't know. I'm thinking those coins will be worth at least minimum 2 at some point each. So that's my gut feeling.
Yes, and we don't have that one either, so maybe there's a swap and trade down the road. That's one of only 5 that we don't have. That's pretty amazing.
Maybe
Um,
ours went to your house, Ricky.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe.
But I'll say it's kind of funny because someone says in here, Texas is starting to rise. Yep, Texas is starting to rise.
We have a lot of those.
I remember that was on there for like 149, 145, 150 for the longest time. And I was thinking, we got to grab more of those. And we grabbed maybe 1 or 2. So we got like 5 Texases, which is good. Those now are over 315 or 320 in market value. That's more than doubled. And again, that was not even a year and a half ago that we got that coin. So if you get a double in size appreciation, and like someone said on here, I saw this earlier in the chat, someone put up an Idaho coin for $1,000 earlier, and it was gone within 4 minutes. Yeah, right here. Melissa, Mel did. Yeah, Mel, you're still out there too. Someone put up a Montana and an Idaho for 1,000 this morning. They sold in less than 4 minutes. Mel, you mind telling your story? I know that they, the coins.
Mel's got 2 good stories in Stack and Sell.
Yeah, they're not necessarily affiliated with the Autosavers, but they are. Mel, if you're, I don't know if you are able to, but.
Hey guys.
Hey, there you are.
Hi. Yes, we had, okay, so we got the first mandala when we were at the Cancun trip. We each got one. And then, because they released them early, so we paid $199 for those 2. When they were released to everybody, we bought another one for, what did we pay for those? $219, I think, $220. Yeah. So that was the first, that was the turtle. And my husband like threw it out on Stack and Sell for like $1,000, like 2 month and a half, 2 months later. And he's like, he dropped it to like $975. I'll be darned if that turtle did not sell for $975. So, and that in like 2 months. So that was really cool. And then, Rob, what was the other one you just sold? Oh, we had bought a couple of Idahos to flip. And so when they were super, we just knew it was a good investment. And so we, he put one up there for $15.75, and it was kind of like 3rd, 4th, 5th on the list last week. And somebody must have went in and bought a bunch, and we sold it for $15.75. So
wow.
Anyway,
So you made 10-fold growth on that one coin.
Yeah. Well, we paid. Well, we bought
the
Idaho for like $1,000. We bought an Idaho for $1,000, but not that long ago. And so after the fees and stuff, we were shocked that it sold. Like we put it pretty high, thinking it wouldn't sell, and then it did. So, and then I have seller's remorse on both of them.
Go ahead.
I have seller's remorse on both of them.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
She has
Really?
seller's remorse. We got to feel bad for her. It's okay, Mel.
I know, feel bad for me. My husband's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, what is, I just get attached to those things. Then you don't want to let them go. So we were tempted to like buy those because we, to get an extra Montana, and we has, we were like, oh my God, we had an extra $1,000, we'd buy it. And we may have talked ourselves into it, and they were both gone in like 4 minutes. So.
They're selling fast. The just so everybody knows, the Pearl Harbor 5-ounce coin sold. They were $1,177 sold out in 15 seconds the other day. That's what the word was.
Crazy. Hey, just a thought too, guys, with that 2-ounce, just like Danielle talked about the 1 ounce that stayed on 7K Select for a long time. There's still a lot of 2 ounces out there, and those are open to the market. There's people out there on the market, because if you go to Stack and Sell right now, they are more expensive than what we can buy them on 7K Select. So, we picked up a couple extra of those. If anyone, has a thought that they want a couple coins that they can flip, that might be a really good one to think about. So
Those are
pick 'em up
those
on.
are that's one of the most beautiful coins we have, is that the anchor
Beautiful.
of the Arizona.
Mhm.
That is stunning. And you can get that on the
Absolutely.
products page. I agree. No, that's a smart decision. That one's
Yeah.
instantly gonna go up. That,
Mark,
Yeah.
did
Go
you put
ahead.
our Pearl Harbor in today?
did
There's
I
a whole bunch
scan
of
that?
Yeah,
I scanned it. I didn't look at it.
I'm not seeing it in our stack.
Oh.
Should I spell it? Go ahead, Marla.
on the Pearl Harbor's in there for 1700 to 1800, and there's 4 coins in there right now. The new one.
Really?
Yeah, the new 5 ounce.
Wow.
Yeah.
The day we got it, it's already up to 1,700 that people are asking for it. And
Yeah.
we paid 850. So it's double in value. And this is a very, I got to tell you one last thing, and Danielle will attest to this. We have someone that we sat down with in California, we showed it to them, and they were 1,000% against the collectibles. They're like, oh no, why am I going to use those if the whole system collapses? I just want the collectibles, or not I just want the bullion. I just want the ounces. We showed our stack and it's completely flipped them 100%. Now he's like, how do I get more collectibles? And we actually had to walk him through how to do the coin drop the other day because they took time away from his job to go, is not his job, but his business, to go and sit there and be there at that time they were releasing that coin. So you will ignite people, but it's just like Kendra said, you got to get in that coin initially, get it in their hands so they taste it a little bit, and then they won't want to give it up. All right. Wow, we've gone for 1 hour and 10 minutes, 9:11. Wow. Oh, we got one more question. Ricky, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't want to, I don't have a question, but I wanted to just say this real quick, just because I'm kind of new on here. But it's funny because, and I want to attest to getting that coin in your hands and how it changes you. But when I was little, I had a metal detector. For about like 5 years, I was a coin collector. And I ended up selling all of, and the biggest 2 ones I had, which looking back at this, I'm like, oh my God, I should still have these. But what I wanted to say that is, yeah, maybe in high school, I think I made like $3,000 off selling my coin collection to some like coin collector. And I was just going to, garage sales and stuff like this. But now seeing like, if anyone is a collector, maybe it's not coins, like I'm realizing how much that this company has done for you in that regard, right? Because me, I'm, my adult self now is like, if I had this when I was a kid, with that mindset, that addictive nature to like want to dive into it. So it's rekindled that spirit in me. Like I so I just wanted to say that, that's another, and I understand that the collectibles is so, I want to obviously dive in more about the whole precious metals and the bullion coins and all, and collectible coins and all this stuff and the amazing artists that are doing this. But most people are diving into NFTs in this sort of virtual aspect. This is like physical in your hands, stood the test of time.
Yes.
And so it's sold me on that aspect alone, just that collector's mindset. So
Love it.
Yes, I agree. And I'd love to show you coins on here, but my camera's not even good enough to do it anywhere near the justice of how good the coin would look. So, but I'll say it's, those things are just incredible. All right. And anybody else have any questions? Awesome. We're gonna be having a big event. Yes, Janet, go ahead.
Hi, it's Janet. I just want to add that this is like really valuable information that you're giving out, because I want to go back to the Pelican coin and the Texas coin. When I first started, which was April of last year, it was when you guys were talking about, I think was when you were talking about the Texas coin, and they were just starting to go up. And I had ordered that series, and I'm like, oh, I better see if I could get one on Stack and Sell, because I want to get this whole collection. And I wound up paying like $159 for it, I think, which made me really angry that I was paying more than I had to. But now that it's up to over 315, I get that. But at the same time, the Pelican was like between 115 and 120, like you said. And I said, oh, there's so many of these. There had to be 20 or 30 available. I'm like, nobody wants these. I'm not going to get that. Now I don't have a Pelican and they're not available. Or if they are, they're way above. So
They've gone up.
Yeah, they're available, but they've gone up a lot from then. So you can still get them, but yeah, this is really good information because it's really true. Even if it shows that it's down, it can still really, it will still come back. And I always go into Stock and Sell and I look for the best equity and also the best value, I mean, and the ones with the equity to see what's available because I picked up a couple coins like that too. So, because if you could see it.
Smart.
Yeah. No. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
No, thank you for adding that, Janet. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Ricky, for that insight as well. That's always good to, Ricky's brand new, so it's always good to have, see that fire ignite.
We knew it would, Ricky. We knew it would.
All right, and everybody should come out to our Freedom Cruise in August. You got to see that one. We get some videos we'll be posting on that from last year. Sandy.
Hey, Mark, just real quick, because I know we're running over. I just wanted to make a point last week when I was signing someone up. I was showing them my stack and sell with the butterfly. Of course, we all love that because we're over 1,000 on that. But I also showed her some of the other ones that are about $50, $60 in return on investment already. And I said, just think of it this way. If you put $139 in the bank in January, at the end of the year, will you have made $60 in interest on it? And of course, they're going to say no. So that's just another way. That's the way I think.
That's a great point. That's an excellent point. No one will come close to that sort of return in many cases, unless they found something that's either high risk or something like that. And then they hope they get a good return. Right now, they probably would. All right. Anybody else have any final words? All right. Well, I appreciate everybody taking the time. We have our corporate call coming up in 45 minutes, a corporate Zoom. For those on the East Coast, I know it's late, but it's great stuff. And but I also encourage everybody, let's go out there and have fun doing this. This is going to be they've got some great stuff coming out again. I don't know what's coming out for coins this week. I'm sure there'll be a mandala coin. Those instantly appreciate if you can get them. They double in value the second you get them. And then there's also going to be the other set from the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which is going to start coming out. I don't know when that's coming, but I know that they
Should be another Abe Lincoln. Hopefully do they not do the 1 ounce until all the half ounces are out?
all the half ounces go first. Okay. So Wrestler is the third one with the Abe Lincoln. That might be happening this week. So who knows? Might hear it tonight. All right. Yes, the monkey's up. Exactly. The monkey just came out. We got it. It's already selling for like, I think 600. We got it last week for 200. So, all right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for joining us. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.